Welcome back to United TV. Tonight I'm joined once again on Monday Madness by G Wolf. How are you doing, G Wolf?
All good, brother. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. I'm all right. Bit of a sore throat, but yeah, we'll soldier on.
Let's do it.
First of all, though, just want to shout out to the legends in the chat, as I always do on a Monday. Katie, you were the first one in. Good to see you, Katie. Hope you're well. We've got Rich in the chat as well. Hope you're good, Rich. United Till I Die. We've got Berber. We've got Malpas. Neil Driscoll. Good to see you, Neil. Hope you're well. We've got Bilal as well. I am Titanium. Pulp. We've got Vril as well. So many of you guys in the chat. So it's great to see you all already. And yeah, we've got a few interesting topics to talk about tonight. We'll jump straight into the first story, which is the big one. And that's Manchester United have made significant progress when it comes to their new stadium build. So United have secured the majority of the land around Old Trafford now. So the bit they've just acquired is a 25-acre triangle of land, 350 meters from Old Trafford, between Old Trafford and the river. Now that's significant because this is really the last piece of the jigsaw when it comes to acquiring the land. I think there is some other land that they are going to acquire, but it's not expected to take any significant. There's no significant obstacles in the way of that, so it's pretty much a formality. And that means that land is basically there now for Manchester United to use if they wish to. And you would have to say it's unlikely that they would have gone to this effort to acquire all that land if they weren't going to be building a new stadium. So I think this is a significant event, I would say, because this really solidifies that they're going to probably look to a new stadium. Also, Andy Burnham's departure is not expected to impact the plans on the stadium. So Andy Burnham, as you may know, the Mayor of Manchester, he's going to be running for the lead seat in the Labour Party this week, and he's expected to be in the running for the new Prime Minister's role as well. But he wasn't directly involved in the stadium plans themselves. He was involved in the regeneration of the Old Trafford area, but he wasn't involved in the stadium plan. So it's not expected to cause any issues there whatsoever. And the plan is they hope to build the new stadium in time for the 2035 Women's World Cup. So lots of information there to take in. G Wolf, what are your first thoughts on this one?
First thoughts is that as soon as if Andy Burnham gets into Prime Minister, he's just going to greenlight everything for the Old Trafford, isn't he?
Yeah, it's a good contact to have.
I was thinking. Having Andy Burnham inside, yeah, right, green like that, green stamp, accepted. It's all it's gonna be. But yeah, brilliant that we managed to get the timber yard next door to the Old Trafford, and we can start building it ASAP. So watch out. And also they're gonna use the port, I've heard, as well, aren't they? They're gonna use the large cranes from the river or the sea.
Yeah, those
to transfer it over to the Old Trafford docks.
Yeah, they were investigating a route down the canal where they could ship the stadium in piece by piece and maybe construct it on the site to reduce costs. I'm not sure if that is going to be the case. I think it's just one of many options at this stage, but they've got that.
Is it going to come in plane?
Well, yeah, it'd have to be a big plane, wouldn't it?
Definitely. Or is it going to come in on the trains, brick by brick?
Well, we've got the canal. Yeah. Old Mickey, good to see you, mate. He says, now we know what the extra debt was for, not improving the football team, increasing the portfolio. This does coincide with the recent dip into the extended credit facility. So, I mean, the money's there. We don't know if it's been used for this or whether it's going to be going into the transfer kitty. Could just be a coincidence, but we can put two and two together there. Good to see you, Kate Cadet. He says, "Damn it, voted to redevelop Old Trafford, but I meant to put new stadium." Don't worry, we'll let you off. We'll let you off.
Well, tell the truth, if they like literally like Boba saying the other way that I hope it's like the Alani's Arena would be perfect. Not a fan of the tent design. What, you don't like going to the circus? You don't like to be entertained?
Yeah, I mean, we want entertainment on the pitch. It would be a good setting for it.
Exactly. Like, it's supposed to be a trident, but it really does look like that you're going to go and see The Greatest Showman or something like that.
Yeah,
Well,
it's going to be seen
think of it this way:
from
you're going to see the greatest team in Manchester.
one of the things with Old Trafford is like you can't really see it until you get quite close to the stadium, just because it's in an area where there's a lot of tall buildings, etc. And this just this is going to basically put it on the horizon from like 40 kilometers away. So the first thing you're going to see when you're looking over from the Pennines at Manchester is you're going to see Old Trafford, and that's going to dominate some of the skyline in that direction. So talk about making a mark. I think that's a good thing. I think the trident it's part of Manchester United's identity. So whether it actually comes out looking like this, I wouldn't say it's going to look identical to this, but I think to include as many cultural references as possible, historical references, I think is a good thing. Shows that they're thinking about those things in the stadium designs and planning as well.
Exactly. Also, Berber said we've had enough clowns called Rashford and Santo.
Maybe this is like the final the final nod to the Glazers. It's their mark on Manchester.
Mickey said that they've cancelled the tent stadium. Cost too much. They have a new drawing.
Yeah, there's been. I mean, this is an old piece of artwork here. I mean, the final design isn't actually decided yet. But yeah, there was rumors in the media a couple of months ago that they'd had to rethink the whole tent design because it was going to cost too much. We're not sure yet because the finance hasn't been sorted for the stadium yet. So the plans that we're seeing here, they're not intended to be like the final accurate pictures or anything like that. But it's just an indication of what it could look like. It's like an artist's impression. Like if they had the funds to do it, this is what they might try and build. But Berber says something like the Allianz Arena would be perfect. He's not a fan of the tent design. I've driven past the Allianz and it's very impressive. I've got to say, very impressive stadium. You see the lights from the autobahn next to it, and it lights up in different colors depending on what event's on or what whatever is going on at the time. They can make it look pretty much as they want to, and it's quite a spectacle.
Yeah, I saw that. That's how they've done it. All different colours and all that lot. Pretty good.
Big up Rob, always United. Always good to see you in the chat. Hope you're well. Malper says lion tamers are brave. Yeah, I mean we've got our own lion on the pitch, and that's Cunha, Mateus Cunha, who's he's doing well in the World Cup. You seen him? You seen much of Cunha, G Wolf? Scored 2 in the last game.
Yeah, the last 2 games. The first game when he came on, literally, Brazil was a lot better. First half, I tell you what, Morocco had it. Literally, that Boadi had Casemiro in his back pocket, but and also Brazil weren't really that good in the first half of that Morocco game. But as soon as Cunha came on, it was a whole different kettle of fish. Literally, they were attacking that wheel in the end, and yeah, so he's done well. 2 goals, set up 1 as well.
Yeah, when he came on in that first game, I thought he looked like I thought he looked like a player that should be starting for Brazil. I think he's one of their talisman, to be honest.
Definitely, you need to have that bit of skill. Like like when when I'm talking about Brazil, I'm thinking Ronaldinho, R9, like Rivaldo of old, the old Rivaldo, not the oh, it hit me in the leg, but I'm gonna hold my face. Rivaldo, you know, uh, Roberto Carlos, like those sort of players were just absolutely amazing to watch, and this Brazil team hasn't got anyone like that. But the nearest one, I would say, would be Cunha.
Agile Beast says, evening all, not really concerned by the stadium at the moment. We need to be buying top quality players instead of nickel and diming on sub-elite standard players. Good to see you, Agile Beast. What we're hoping is that the guys behind the scenes are going to be able to keep the finances for the first team and the playing squad, etc., separate to the stadium costs. This is the difficulty that Arsenal found when they moved into the Emirates. They were probably hamstrung for 10, 12, 15 years by those costs. But now you begin to see the benefits that they've got from moving into the Emirates from Highbury, the extra revenue that's managed to create for them. They're now able to go in and bid for players at £100 million, etc. So I think we're at that stage now where other teams are starting to catch up with us in terms of revenues, etc. And this is really just to push ourselves ahead once again. We've seen the Amazon deal, the Amazon Prime deal that's come out last week in the media. That's going to be a record-setting deal for United in terms of a sporting documentary. And so, as Omar Barada was saying in his interview the other week in the Carrington exclusive, they're always pushing the boundaries for how they can really market Manchester United and make the club as profitable as possible. And I think moving to a new stadium, I think that's going to lead into that. We're going to get a huge amount of revenue on a match day coming in, as we already do, but this is going to take it to another level. And as Cake said earlier, I think it's about moving with the times. And we can still have lots of nice memories. And G Wolf, we spoke just before the stream about, maybe they could put something in the old site where Old Trafford is to maybe make a fan experience or something, give something back to the fans.
Definitely. It's what they need to do. If they're not going to because of like as much as it's better to have a new stadium because the old one is coming down, but how long has Old Trafford been there? It's been there for ages, ever since I was born, right? And to see this stadium is just absolutely massive. And now in my lifetime, seeing it getting knocked down for a new stadium, it's they got to have something there for the new generation of fans coming in of what Old Trafford used to represent when it first got built. You know what I mean? So, we need to have that sort of legacy. They need to say, look, even though that, years before I'm gone, you're gone, all the old guard fans are gone. With the new fans, the younger fans, they need to know that, we hadn't always been in this stadium. It will be, won't it, Cake? It will be. He said watching Old Trafford being knocked down will be a tough to watch. It will be, but hopefully it'll be for the better.
It will. It will. I mean, one thing I would say is, I've seen local stadiums being knocked down, and it's tough for the fans. But also, you've got a chance to get your own piece of memorabilia, whether that's a seat or maybe, I don't know, like a piece of the turf, the goal net. a sign from the stadium somewhere, whatever it is, you might be able to get your own piece of memorabilia and have it at home and have it to cherish and pass down and talk about to your future generations. So it's a sad moment, but also we can maybe get something back from it as
As
well.
I say, like, they need something to appease our younger fans to come be supporters of Manchester United. You know what I mean? Like, I know that. Well, I tried to get my daughter to be a Man United fan. She didn't. She wanted to become a Liverpool fan, like her uncle. And I'm sure, like, that you wanted, like, your kids to be Man United fans when they grow up. And so, like, you got to show them, like, look, this is Old Trafford. This is what it means to be a Man United fan. And, like, when we have the new stadium, we need to keep on that legacy of showing them, look, this is the old stadium. This is where it all started. This is why we became Man United fans at Old Trafford.
Yeah, Rob Always United said he first went to Old Trafford when he was 10. Excuse me. Yeah, and like anyone in the chat that's been to Old Trafford, get your memories in, and we'll bring them up and discuss them, because it's always good to hear about first experiences at Old Trafford. I think mine was my dad had got me a surprise for my birthday, so I woke up in the morning at my dad's, and the Man United kit was laid out. It was the navy blue kit with the pinstripe white horizontal stripes across it, sharp view cam. So what was that? About 2001, something like that. The away kit, Keno with his bald head, and yeah, he said, right, we're going to get the bus, and we went to the local bus station, and this coach turned up, and on the front of it, it had Manchester United on the front, and I was looking around, and I saw everyone was in like Man United kits, and my dad said, "Do you know where we're going yet?" I said, "I think so." And we went for a stadium tour. That was my first visit to Old Trafford. But yeah, get yours in the chat, because I'd be like really excited to hear your
I
stories as well,
remember
if you've got
going,
some to share.
like, yeah, I have never. I want to, like, we're Well, I'm organizing a. I'm not organizing. My wife is going to organize for me to actually go to Old Trafford for the first time. Out of my 30, well, what, 40, 38 years of my life of me being a supporter of Manchester United, that I'm going to Old Trafford to actually go into the stadium and do the stadium tour for the first time in my life. So I can't wait for that.
Oh, exciting! Yeah, that'd be
Like,
great.
I've been to Old Trafford. I've been outside Old Trafford and, like, gone into their gone into the Old Trafford shop, got a photo outside with the with the trident, with the
Hmm.
Trinity, sorry, statue. But I've never actually been inside the actual stadium where I want to go.
Yeah, it's a
Was
great
people trying to
it's a
remember his
memorable.
age? Well, tell you the truth, I'm 42 on Friday, and I was trying to think how many years from when I was born to when I was a Man United fan. Because of my brother tried to bring me up as a Liverpool fan, but he sat me down one time to watch Man United play Liverpool, which was not the greatest part on, and not the greatest thing that he ever done for him anyway. But for me, it was fantastic because of I saw Man United beat Liverpool 4-2 in that match. So it was just absolutely amazing. And then ever since then, I was a Man United supporter.
Nice. Can you remember who scored the winning goal that day? Was it just
It's
a
a
blur?
blur. All I remember that it was 4-2. Who was it? It was in 1980. I think it was either 88 or either the 87-88 era, or it was the 88-89 era. So I'm thinking,
Hmm.
could it have been Mark Robbins?
I was going to say you're talking like Mark Robbins, Norman Whiteside. Was he still there at
Yeah,
that
he
point?
was
Mark
there.
Hughes.
Mark Hughes, I think he. Or it might have been Brian McClare.
Brian McClare. Yeah, he was still a forward at that point. Mickey says, if our owners would have maintained the stadium, we would not need a new one. Imagine being able to stay at Old Trafford.
Oh, if we had proper owners before the Glazers, so instead of the Glazers buying it, and we had proper owners before then I think that we could have revamped Old Trafford, and they would have spent the money. But the Glazers, they're all about want to make money. Haven't put nothing into Old Trafford for absolutely donkey's years, and so
Yeah, I remember the stadium expansion, which must have been about early 2000s, because I think the first time I went, it was still probably 55,000 or thereabouts, and I think it got expanded shortly after that a couple of times. But yeah, since the Glazers took over in 2005, we've not really seen any developments in Old Trafford. But I noticed when I went down a few months ago, it's had a lick of paint. It looks a lot smarter than it did do before. But yeah, nothing significant. It's really just cosmetic features. But Berber says he's been to quite a few games, but his favourite memory was doing the tour and walking in the tunnel with his dad. So yeah, a great bonding moment between you and your dad. These things, they're important moments in your life. Part of the ritual of becoming a Manchester United fan, being able to share those moments with your family. So nice one, nice story.
as I say, I
Rich,
love doing the as I say, I love talking about people's memories about their Old Trafford experience and all that lot.
mm,
Has anyone while they did the tour, did they see any of the players, or
I've I've been on the tour a couple of times. I didn't see any of the players. Um, I think the first time they were playing away from home at Coventry that day. I think so. They would have been down in the Midlands, but yeah, I didn't see anybody on the second time. But I did. I remember on the first time I went, when I was being taken round, I did sit in Victoria Beckham's seat in the players' lounge,
nice?
and I was quite excited about that because the Spice Girls were a big thing at the time.
They were.
And of course, David Beckham was my favourite player. So
See, David Beckham. David Beckham was one of my favorite players when back in the 90s. Also, Paul Scholes as well. As I say, those
good old
two were
Skulls.
absolutely amazing together.
Andy Bez, good to see you in the chat. He says first time he went was a 5-hour coach ride, and when he got there, they beat Chelsea 1-0. The coach broke down on the way home. And we got home at 3 a.m. Well, that felt a lot better after a 1-0 victory, because if that had been a 1-0 defeat, worth the journey, I'm sure. But great story, Andy. Neil says women's team and the youth team could play at Old Trafford and just make it a bit smaller. Yeah, there's been talk of that actually. I'm not sure because obviously at the minute the women play at the Lee Sports Village. So yeah, possibly that I think that was one of the options that was spoken about as this new stadium was announced.
So what? Have the
that they
two
could reduce the size of
stadiums
Old
side
Trafford.
by side to each other? That would be pretty
Mm.
mad, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, you look at, Brighton, for instance, they've got the Amex, and then they've got the stadium next to it, which is state of the art for the women's team. And I'm not sure if the youth team play there as well, but certainly the women's team do. So to have like a sister stadium next door, which was a historic stadium in Old Trafford, just at a reduced scale, that would be something special if they did that.
See, I've been to the Amex. I've been to the Amex as well. It's only because I live near, because I come from Brighton, so literally it's only a train ride away from where I am. So, which was pretty amazing, and whenever Brighton always go down there to the stadium and that it was pretty good. So.
Yeah, it looks a nice stadium.
It
I've
is
never
a
been,
really
but
amazing stadium, and my uncle is actually a ticket holder, and he'd never given me his ticket. You beehive, especially when Man United are playing. Come on, he doesn't even support Man U. He supports Liverpool, but he's got a Brighton season ticket holder. Come on, just give me the.
Mickey says he's still sad they left the Cliff, which was the old training ground before Carrington, and he went there every chance he had as a kid. Yeah, have you seen so the developments they've done to Carrington are really amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it's absolutely state of the art now, and you can actually get a tour around Carrington. I think it costs about £100.
Oh wow!
But I'd love to go. It looks absolutely fantastic, I have to say.
They did one, didn't they, on the actual Man United on the Man United app? You can do a walk around on the Manchester app, and they were talking about it. That they talk about it then. It's pretty good, and seeing the players and all that lot, seeing what they're going to have to work with, all the new equipment that they're using, and that. So proper revamped up.
Berber says you can feel how special the place is. Would definitely recommend the tour and standing in the tunnel where all those special players have been. The last time I was, or one of the last times I was in the tunnel, I saw Steve McManaman. He was punditing for, I presume it was TNT Sports at the time. Didn't realize how tall he was. Absolute giant. He must be like 6'4", 6'5" easily.
Oh, really? I thought he was only 5'11".
He's a tall guy.
5'10", 5'11".
No, he's a tall guy. He's taller than he looks on the when he was playing. That's for sure. Maybe that's because we put him on the floor every time we played him.
Yeah, maybe it was.
Rich says first match we thrashed Palace 5-2. Oh, that would be a great game to go to. First game 5-2 victory. And as Katie says, if you can smash a like, that would be greatly appreciated. Shows that we're showing you the kind of content that you're interested in as new viewers and viewers that come in here regularly. So it does help the algorithms. So if you could do that, that would be much appreciated. And of course, if you are new, then subscribe as well, because you can come here for daily shows all about Manchester United and chat with our wonderful community. Katie says, what do you make of the transfer noise? It's like crazy anxiety. It's the only thing more nerve-wracking than a 1-0 scoreline. Well, that will lead us nicely on because we've got about half an hour left. G-Wolf is doing a World Cup watch-along after this as well, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And the latest transfer news then, and I'll just collapse your comment, Katie, just so we can see all the writing. So just an update on Mateus Fernandes. I'm just going to go through the timeline of events, just in case anyone wasn't aware. So PSG and Real Madrid became interested in this player a couple of weeks ago. The opening bid was expected last week, and we reported on that last Monday. I went back and looked at the story, and that was from Jeremy Cross in the Mirror, who said the opening bid was expected at the end of last week.
Still waiting for it.
Still
It's in
waiting
the
for it.
post.
Still waiting for the official bid.
You know, the Royal
If it was
Mail.
Royal
Yeah,
Mail, maybe they didn't
I was
get
going to
it.
say that. I was going to say, look, if it is by Royal Mail, look, you'll be waiting for about 3 weeks until it comes because it'll be going over to Japan, India, going through all those places first before it comes to England again.
It's that damn fax machine again, isn't it?
You would have thought.
Manchester
Yeah,
United.
right. They would have got that sorted out by now, but obviously not.
Well, we can use that fax machine when it suits us, I think. West Ham and United spoke. West Ham indicated that they wanted 80 million plus for the player. Manchester United said no. Basically, we're not going anywhere near that fee, and so have subsequently backed away. We've heard nothing really since then, apart from today. There's now reports of serious interest from Spurs. Manchester United's stance is still that they see that West Ham are desperate to sell the player. Their accounts were released a week or two ago, and it shows them in a dire financial situation. They lost, I think it was around 105 million last season, and to comply with the Premier League and EFL financial rules, Manchester United believe they're going to have to sell players before 30th of June, and so they're really relaxed about the situation. That's what all the reports indicate, and we saw the interest from PSG and Real Madrid. I don't think any of us believed it, to be honest. I certainly didn't. And now we've got reports of serious interest from Spurs. Not sure I believe that either. I think West Ham are just trying to drum up some kind of false bidding war, and I don't buy it. And I think we're going to end up getting the player. But what do you think, G-Wolf? What do you think is going on here?
Some reports that I've seen is that we're trying to negotiate his contract first, and then once that's all done, then we're going to go in with a bid. We've been in contact with West Ham, with club-to-club talks with West Ham. Obviously, West Ham are not backing away from the 80 million, but we're saying, look, no, we're not paying that. Look, this is how much we value him. I think the highest with add-ons is 65 mil. I think that's still a bit too steep for a championship player in my eyes, but it is what it is. And if that's the case, and Man United really want him, then just get the deal done. Because of there's other players that we need, and we need to get them in as well before for the start of the pre-season. So get this one done as we can, and then we can concentrate on, on the World Cup people, whoever we're buying from whoever we're going to deal with on the World Cup after the players come back from the World Cup.
Polk's got a question. He says, what will we do with Fernandes if the price goes too high? I mean,
walk away.
I think we are positioned strongly here. I think we've got other bids and other terms agreed with different players. Baliba is the one that sticks in my mind the most. We sorted that one out 12 months ago in terms of personal terms. I think the transfer fee was still to be negotiated. We've obviously been in talks with other players as well. So I think we've got other prospects lined up. And if West Ham really are in this dire financial situation, then I think they're going to become more and more desperate the more the days roll on towards the end of this 30th of June kind of deadline, if you like.
Exactly.
So I think we're just playing it shrewdly. And it could be the difference between... Exactly. It could be the difference between paying 80 million, 85 million, or paying 60. That's the way I see it. Neil Driscoll says the first game he went to at Old Trafford was against Ipswich. Scoreline was 1-1. That season went to all home games in league and FA Cup games and league games. Wow.
Nice.
That must have been good times, Neil. Can you remember who scored? Old Mickey, just to answer your question, he says, off topic, I know, but how does hype work? I think, G Wolf, you may know more than me. I think you get, after a show's finished, you get a hype button. It's sometimes there, sometimes isn't. But if you click that, you've got like a pre-allocated number of hype points that you can give throughout the month. And if you hype the video, it kind of just tells YouTube that this was worth watching. And it's just another indicator for YouTube to try and promote the channel to
Yeah,
other Manchester United fans.
It's mainly promotes the channel and also that video.
Hmm.
So if you really enjoy this video, then you want to hype it up. You want to hype it up. You want to hype up the channel, hype up this video, like getting people on YouTube to take notice of this channel, of this video. So
I guess it's like, if you go on a nice holiday and then you come back and you want to tell everyone about the hotel you were staying at, and it kind of everyone thinks, oh, I might want to stay there, and it kind of just
there
generates
you
that
go. If you want to
excitement
give it a
and
5-star rating, hype it up. If you want to give it a 2-star rating, don't do jack shit. But I would say hype it up.
definitely like, subscribe, and hype up.
I need all the hype I can get.
Katie says the drama in the Fernandes deal is more box office than the Avengers.
You should buy a cat then, United TV, because that will hype you up. Why are we acting like an average club? I don't see that we are acting like an average club, to be fair. I think we're acting accordingly. We are acting like Manchester United. Manchester United never used to go crazy over deals. If we wanted a player, we go and get that player. So, if we want Fernandes, we'll go and get Fernandes. But you be shrewd about it. Hold. It's all about holding your nerve, and if you hold your nerve, you get the deal that you want.
Yeah, I think as a fan base collectively, we've been critical of the Glazers and the way they've done deals in the past, where they just throw money at a player, the shiny new player, 100 million for Sancho or whatever it
Yeah,
was, that type of transfer. And so fans have been saying, look, let's do the opposite. Well, this is really the opposite,
it
isn't it?
is.
It's about biding your time. If the deal's too big, walk away and be prepared to walk away, because you've got to be seen to be doing that. But if you can, stick in and as long as you can, get the deal down at a price that's a reasonable price.
Exactly. We've walked away from the Anderson deal because we think that the price is too high. We've walked away from the Tonali deal because we think the price is too high. So, and say the truth, some people may not be happy that we're walking away from the Anderson or the Tonali deals, but if it means that we can go and get a better player because another player's come out on the market, and we can go and get a better player than what we're already going for, then we might as well go and do that one.
It keeps our options open as well.
Exactly.
Tchouameni is another player that won't they sell him? Real Madrid.
I think they will sell him. I've heard that it was between Valverde and Tonali, but Real Madrid will never sell Valverde. He's the pivotal of Real Madrid, and they're not going to get rid of a massive player like that. Whereas Tchouameni, yeah, they might not want to get rid of him, but if they want to technically revamp their midfield that they're doing, and also going for other players and they haven't got enough money, then selling Chinali would be a really shrewd piece of business for Real Madrid.
Yeah,
Because
sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say because not only would they be able to get a midfielder, but they would be able to get like strengthen in other areas as well. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, the kind of noises at the minute are that Real Madrid want to revamp their central midfield area, and basically Bellingham and Gula are the two who are, they're not up for sale under any price, but everyone else is on the open market. Oh, sorry, Bellingham and Valverde. I meant to say, but everyone else is up for sale on the open market. Camavinga is probably the one they would be most likely to try and get rid of if they can. Too many is someone who, if another bid came in and it was the right bid, then they would consider that as well. Berber says, do you guys think we'll sign players when the new stadium is actually under construction, or will it be an excuse not to add players? What do you think, G Wolf?
I think we'll sign players. I don't think they'll be as high quality players, but I think that there'll be players that will get us the like. As I said before, United always spend around about the 200 million mark, right? So even when the new stadium is getting built, we'll have 200 million. We'll have roughly around about 200 million to spend. But then once that stadium is up and running, and then when we start in that new stadium, then you're going to see you're going to see big deals come in on that in that season. So if it's going to take 5 years to build to build that stadium, so say that the end of next season, say we start building the new stadium, 5 years from then is when we're going to be getting some more big players come through.
Can you imagine the size of the news if we're going into the new stadium in the, let's say, after the summer of whenever 2035 or whatever? Can you imagine unveiling the stadium? We're going to get someone in to come and open it for us, and then you've got like one of the world's top players, or maybe two or three of the world's top players as new transfers. It would just be off the charts in terms of PR, the interest and the hype that it would generate.
Exactly.
Andy Bez has got.
As long as it's not Donald Trump coming in and unveiling the new stadium, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's not going to happen.
See, unfortunately, as much as I would love it, do you know what I would love? That the new stadium get built, and if Alex Ferguson is still alive, he should be the one to open the new stadium.
Yeah, that would be something special.
That would be absolutely amazing. But the only thing is, will he be? Hopefully, he'll still be with us. I know he'll be in his 90s, but see what happens.
Let's keep our fingers crossed. Andy Bez has got a nice story here as well. He says, the year we won the league, the first time under Ferguson, he went to Selhurst Park against Wimbledon. Eric Cantona got the winner and then threw his shirt into the crowd, and the bloke in front of him got it just before him, and he was gutted. I bet that was a fun game to watch, because they used to be tough games down at Selhurst Park against Wimbledon back in those days. I've seen the YouTube highlights of some of those tackles that go in.
Literally,
from the Crazy Gang.
Yeah, from the Crazy Gang. Oh yeah. Have you seen the network special of Vinny?
I've seen the Crazy Gang BBC documentary, if that's the same one.
No, this is just about Vinny Jones.
Right, no, I haven't seen that.
And basically, he talks about the Crazy Gang and all that lot, and it's like they just didn't care. It's like they go down the pub, get absolutely pissed, and then go to training, do a bit of stuff there, then go back down the pub and have a few more beers, and then when it's match day, go to the pub, get absolutely hammered, play a game of footy with your mates, and he said, and they talked about, apparently they wanted to kick him out of out of the league because of some of the stuff that he was doing. Right, well, absolutely mad. Like, hence the reason the crazy game, because he was just absolutely mental on the pitch and, like, grabbing people's bollocks and all that lot. You know, you can't get more mental than that.
Katie says he thinks there'll be a point coming where the Hammers could overplay their hand and they'll get burned. Fernandes and Mendes will turn on them and force a move. This is what we're kind of hoping for, isn't it? The ultimate power play for Manchester United would be the player handing in a transfer request, and that's when that could be like the final week of this deadline, which is it's not too far away now. So maybe like in the next few days, if something hasn't started to develop, then that's when we may see the player or the agent coming out and trying to force West Ham, and that is really going to damage their chances of getting a good fee for him as well. Big up to United Till I Die as well. I saw you've joined the chat, so good to see you as well.
That was 2 FA Cup finals, weren't it? Neil Driscoll, the United beating Brighton after the replay.
I can remember I had that on video on VHS. That was one of the first videos I ever had of United.
And so I remember the Selhurst Park one with Ian White and Peter Schmeichel. Literally the fights that they used to have when Ian White was at Selhurst Park with Crystal Palace, and then it carried on when Ian White went to Arsenal. So a lot of fun between Peter Schmeichel and Ian White, I thought.
Rich says more hype for tomorrow evening, and that's Dora is going to be back on the channel. So make sure you tune into the show tomorrow.
And I thought
evening.
the hype would be because of England is playing Ghana, and if we win, we're through to the last 32. Can't get more hype than that.
I'm just catching up with the comments, so please bear with me. But Genghis Khan, I hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in. He says, "Stay cool." Well, do you know what? Where I've been today, it has been cool. I was actually quite cold outside.
Really? Where were you?
Yeah, too far north, apparently.
Too far north. Oh. I'll tell you what. Well, it's getting hotter. It's supposed to be 38 degrees on Wednesday, I've heard. Mental.
Nice. Right. So the final story then. We've got a few more minutes, and then G Wolf's going to be hopping over to the live stream to keep you updated with the World Cup. And is that France versus Iraq, G Wolf?
France versus Iraq. Is Mbappe going to get his? Is Mbappe going to get on level with Lionel Messi after his antics earlier on?
Yeah, it could be a historic match.
Really
that one
could be.
because of that.
It was a historic match between Argentina and Austria, where Argentina won, and Messi going 2 goals ahead of Mislav Klose for being the top World Cup goal scorer of all time. But Mbappe ain't that far from it. I think he's only 3 from it. So if he scores a hat trick, I think he goes level.
He's got easily 2 more World Cups in him as well. He's still got age on his side, hasn't he?
But the only thing is Mbappe going to be like a Lionel Messi and keep on playing until he's around about 40? Like, he turns 39 in a couple of weeks or next week. I think Lionel Messi does. So That'll be interesting to see. Surely it's got to be Lionel Messi's last World Cup, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I'm
Or
sure
is
it
he
will
gonna?
be. But he's
Or is he gonna come and do like what these goalkeepers are doing and coming in and staying until they're 40?
he might do another Copa America. He might. Well, did he actually? Did he say he wasn't going to do that? I can't
I
remember.
can't remember,
But
but the only thing is, you're right. The guy, look, as much as I don't like the guy, literally, like I don't mind him. I think he's a great player. Like his skill is second to none, and if he's not losing it, why retire? Yeah, okay, the legs might go on. You ain't got the speed as much, and you may not be able to keep in the game, but the only thing is, it doesn't look like he's slowing down anytime soon. So just keep on going as far as you can. You know what I mean?
it's his speed with the ball, isn't it,
Yeah,
Messi?
he's still got the
I,
trickery. He's still got the. He doesn't need pace anymore. He just literally. You just don't want to see him move on as quickly, because of what he's producing. I'm not people say, "Oh, well, where are you on the Messi and Ronaldo debate?" Well, sorry, I'm sticking with my boy Cristiano Ronaldo. He's done it at various clubs. Messi has only really done it at one club. Do you count the MLS as a club? I think that's where you go to retire mainly. But like at Paris Saint Germain, was he really that good? I don't think it was that great. But at Barcelona, that's where he's made his name for himself, and that's where he was really great for in his career. But Ronaldo, wherever he's gone, whether it's at Man United, Juventus, Real Madrid, wherever he's gone, he's done it. He's won at various different clubs, whereas Messi, he's only really mainly done it at one club, and he.
yeah, I mean it's the great debate. I think Messi's. I think he's maintained that very high level for so long. That's probably and his international achievements is probably as as an international player, he seems to have got more important for Argentina since he's turned 30, which is quite remarkable. But um, so the final story is Spurs have emerged as front runners for Marcus Rashford, as they seem to be for everyone at the minute, but are reluctant to pay the 40 million release clause. Coincidentally, Lucas Bergvall, central midfielder, 20 years old, Swedish, hands in a sudden transfer request. So could there be some kind of deal between the two sides? I think Bergvall is valued by Spurs at around 45 million. Rashford valued by Manchester United at 40 million, as per the release clause. Any scope for any kind of deal here? Do you think, G-Wolf?
Surely it's all paper talk, isn't it? Surely Rashford ain't going to Spurs. Nah, me personally, I think Spurs may want Rashford, but I don't think they're getting him. I think Bayern Munich will come in at the last minute and say, "Look, we're taking him off your hands." Literally, all I want is that I don't want him to come at Man. I don't want him to be a Man United player no more. It's time for him to move on. I know that we were saying last week, weren't we, that the door might be open for Rashford, but nah, come on, shut the door, lock it, and double bolt it, put chains around it, put TNT over the door, so then that if he literally keep it double locked. We don't want this player. Literally, look, he's got Cornrow's hair now. We do not want Cornrow's hair people at our club. Come on.
We had Beckham back in the day. Did he have cornrows when he was still at United, or was that just after he left? I can't remember
No,
now.
he did. He had it at the World Cup. He looked like a pansy, and even he said that he looks like a pansy. He only did it because he wanted to please Miss Posh Spice.
Well, we've said throughout with Rashford, there's very few clubs that can
But if
afford
you
him.
remember rightly,
And
that when he did have that hairstyle, when he went to Old Trafford and Alex Ferguson saw it, what did he tell him to do? Shave your hair off, and that's what he did. He shaved his hair.
different times, I think. Different times. Can you imagine Carrick saying that to someone?
Surely, come on, he's got to.
Big up Sally. I hope you're well. Salia says the new stadium is very much necessary. It encourages more good players. It's like a modern apartment versus an older one. Which do you prefer?
Well, I always gone with the philosophy: if it ain't broke, why fix it? But Old Trafford has now got a water feature, and in various they've got a swimming pool, various parts of the ground. So something tells me something needs to be done there. So yeah, if it's falling down and we're looking like Rome, it definitely needs a new stadium.
We can rebrand it as a spa experience.
Exactly, this the Old Trafford Spa and the Old Trafford Spa experience on rainy days.
We've got one more memory here as well from Genghis Khan. So thank you for getting all these in. It's been really fun to read. He says, my first game was a midweek night game in the old family stand, FA Cup replay versus QPR, and Brian Robson scored a belter. There we are. Big up to Mrs. G Wolf as well in the house.
Hey, Mrs. G. Hope you're well, love.
But I think that probably brings us to the end of the show, G Wolf, because you're going to be doing
I
your
will be. I've got
World Cup stream in a minute. But are you how are you doing that? Are you doing a new video? Is it a new
I just
stream,
got
new link?
basically I've just done it now. So soon as we finished here, then soon as we finished here, then I'll go live.
Yeah, okie doke. You can drop the link in the chat if you want as well for the guys to.
I'm just going to.
And we'll just finish on this final question as well. United Till I Die says, lads, do you think England will win the World Cup?
I would love them to.
I would say that first game is, I think we've played as well as anyone else has in the tournament. I know we conceded probably a soft goal, but in terms of attacking wise, I think we've got some real players. So, do you know what? I'm going to say yes. We're going to win the World Cup. G Wolf?
I think that we'll win the World Cup. I really do.
There we go. 2 from 2.
Can't say that we can't. Come on. We've been brilliant in this World Cup, haven't we?
One win against an aging Croatian team. I'd say we're favourites. I think we are. It's not like England fans to get over the top optimistic, is it?
Exactly.
But thank you to everyone in the chat. It's been a fun night, and great to read all your memories as well. If you've got any memories that you need to get in the chat after the show, just drop them in the comments after the show as well. And remember to hype the video if you liked it as well. That would really help. But to do that, you've got to come back into the the rerun of the video to do that. But if you haven't already, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. And until the next show, which will be in about 2 minutes, we'll see you again soon.
I can't even find the other thingy, but yeah, I'll be on there. So literally, just find out. Just literally refresh, and then it'll be there.
Thanks,
yeah,
guys.
Dude, you take it easy, and I'll see you later. See you in a bit. See you in a minute.
The end stream button has disappeared.
Do you want me to end it?
Yeah, if you've got it. Oh, I see it. Cheers, guys.